Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. Our mission today is pretty laser-focused. We're plunging straight into the heart of modern rugby tactics.
Yeah, we are. We're dissecting one of the biggest strategic shifts in the sport, the revolutionary use of the bench.
Exactly, the impact player. And we're doing it by directly comparing the absolute dominance of the current Springboks Bomb Squad
Against that legendary All Blacks dynasty that really peaked around 2015.
And this isn't just about opinion. We need a yardstick, right? An objective way to measure this stuff.
We do. And for us, the truest measure, the thing that separates the great teams from the truly generational ones, is what happens when everyone's exhausted.
So we're nailing it down right now. The metric is the score in the final 20 minutes of a test match.
That's the crucible. It's the single truest measure of your bench, your tactics, your fitness. It's where games are won and lost.
It's the championship quarter. So before we get into the data on these two incredible teams, if you love this kind of deep analysis, make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession. You won't want to miss these.
Okay, so to really get the modern bench, you have to look back. For decades, it was just an insurance policy for injuries.
Right, a total afterthought. No coach wanted to use a sub unless they absolutely had to.
And we can actually pinpoint the beginning. The first ever sub in international rugby was Mike Gibson, the Irish legend.
For the Lions, wasn't it? In '68 against the Bates.
That's the one, purely for an injury.
Oh.
And the All Blacks followed that same year, but their first experience was a bit more chaotic.
You're talking about Ian Kirkpatrick.
I am. He had a hidden thumb injury, so he wasn't even on the bench. They literally called him down from the members' stand at the SCG.
From the crowd.
To play against Australia.
And he ends up scoring 3 tries.
Just incredible. Imagine that. No warm-up, no prep, just get your kit on and score a hat trick. It sort of showed completely by accident what a fresh player could do.
It did. But the shift from, accident to actual weapon that came later with these huge moments we all remember.
Oh, absolutely. Like the 2011 World Cup final.
Yeah.
The ultimate pressure cooker. Stephen Donald. The guy was famously fishing when he got the call-up. Comes off the bench, scores 8-7, and he kicks the winning penalty.
That's pure clutch, a tactical necessity right there. And then you've got the other side of it, the shock impact.
The miracle of Brighton.
Karnha Hesketh for Japan. That try against the Springboks in 2015, that wasn't about holding a lead. That was about injecting pure speed to win the game at the death.
And that evolution is just sped up. I mean, think about Dane Coles scoring 4 tries off the bench for the All Blacks against Fiji in 2021.
4 tries! That just shows the modern replacement has a clear job. Go out there and attack the tired spaces. It's not a waiting room anymore.
It's a launch pad, which brings us perfectly to the Springboks. They've taken this idea and created the Bomb Squad.
They don't just use the bench, they detonate it. It's a device to just crush teams in that final quarter.
Their whole approach is, as the sources say, more brazen than anyone else's. We see them empty the whole bench by 50 minutes.
Start the 7-1 split. 7 forwards, 1 back. It's an overwhelming wave of size and power.
It is. Yeah. But let's push back on that for a second. That 7-1 split, it's a huge gamble, isn't it?
Massive. If you lose your fly half in the first 10 minutes, your whole plan is out the window. You're playing a flanker at inside center. How do they justify that risk?
They justify it with supreme confidence in their players' flexibility and conditioning. You take a guy like Quagga Smith.
The perfect example.
He's got a sevens background. He has the engine and the hands to cover a backline spot in an emergency. But he's also one of the world's best breakdown forwards. The risk is calculated.
And the numbers, when we look at our metric, that last 20 minutes, they're just staggering. In their last 12 World Cup games, they outscored opponents 143-24.
That's not just winning a period of the game. That is systematic destruction.
And what's maybe even more telling is the defense. In those 3 one-point wins at the 2023 World Cup,
France, England, New Zealand.
Yeah, they didn't concede a single point. Not one. In the last 20 minutes of any of those games.
So the Bomb Squad's job isn't just to score, it's to lock the door. Completely shut down a desperate, tired opponent.
And it's not a World Cup one-off. This is their identity now. Over their last 27 tests, the final quarter score is 355-119 in their favor.
A 3-to-1 ratio. A huge part of that is the fresh front row coming on and just winning scrum penalties against tired props.
Yeah.
It turns defense into points.
We saw it in that record win in Wellington in 2025. 26 unanswered points in the final 20 minutes against the All Blacks.
They're just piled on. And individuals are key. Quagga Smith in that 2023 Final 3, massive turnovers in the last 23 minutes. game-saving plays.
Then you've got Malcolm Marx, the 2025 World Player of the Year. He almost exclusively plays as an impact player.
Right, because his power is most effective when the opposition hooker is starting to fade. He even came on just 20 minutes into the 2019 final.
An early injection of power, and that 2023 semifinal against England is the blueprint, isn't it?
The absolute template. Oxonge comes on. The scrum momentum flips instantly. Then R.G. Snyman smashes over for a try, and Handré Pollard nails the winning kick.
A perfect, phased execution. It is brutal, and it's clinical.
The strategy is just so clear. Which is why, if you want to understand these nuances, you should really subscribe to Rugby Obsession. We're only scratching the surface here.
Okay, so from the box power game, let's switch to the team that set the benchmark for all modern dynasties. The All Blacks from 2009 to 2016.
2 World Cups. 88 wins from 97 tests. Just an absurd level of dominance.
And if the Boks are about power attrition, this all-black era was about skill, sheer relentless quality from their reserves.
Yeah, they didn't use the bench to get bigger. They used it to get faster, to raise the tempo and exploit tired minds with superior skill.
And their late-game numbers are just as crazy. 2011 World Cup, they didn't concede a single point in the last 20 minutes of their last 4 matches.
Defensive profession. Then 4 years later, 2015, the focus shifts to attack. They outscored opponents 95-10 in that final quarter.
And 41 of those points came in the playoffs, when the pressure was highest.
Exactly. They used the bench to accelerate away from teams, not just hold on. And in their perfect 2013 season, 14 wins, no losses, they outscored teams 183-53 in the last half hour.
That's a blowout strategy. The quality they had was just unreal. You think of Kevin Milamu.
47 wins as a reserve. When he came on, he brought leadership, he brought accuracy. The standard never, ever dropped.
Then you had the game breaker. Before he became the starter, Beauden Barrett was the ultimate weapon off the bench.
40 tests as a replacement. He'd come on and just inject pure chaos and pace. He scored in the 2015 final. He scored 26 points off the bench once against Wales.
His job was to find the tired shoulders in the defensive line.
And even their props were weapons. White Crockett has the highest winning percentage in test history, almost 93%, and he won 42 games from the bench.
Their scrum coach, Mike Cron, called guys like Charlie Famuna explosive athletes who could change games with size and skill.
And Sonny Bill Williams.
Yeah.
You can't forget him. His offload for Man No News try in the 2015 final is the perfect example. Fresh skill and vision against a tired defense that just can't react in time.
Even Richie McCaw was 7-0 off the bench, so the difference is pretty clear, right?
Yeah, it is. You synthesize it and you get. The Springboks use overwhelming specialized forward power to grind teams down and force errors.
While the 2015 All Blacks used superior skill and speed from their reserves to raise the tempo and surgically pull tired defenses apart.
2 different paths to final quarter dominance.
There's a big bit of context here, which is that the game itself has changed so much.
It really has. As our sources say, rugby has come along in leaps and bounds. The top 10 teams are all better resourced. Coaching is better across the board.
And defense is taken way more seriously by everyone now. The laws are different. It's not the same game as it was in 2013.
Which leads to these conflicting views we have to acknowledge. Some people say the current Springboks are uncontroversially the best side in the world because they're dominating in a much more competitive era.
But then you have others like Jeremy Guscott who argue the 2023 Boks weren't as dominant as the 2015 All Blacks, precisely because the top teams are closer now. He argues the Boks are beatable.
And they have lost games, which is his point. The gap between number 1 and, say, number 8 in the world has definitely shrunk.
So we'd love to know what you think about these two approaches. Which era's dominance do you find more impressive? The All Blacks skill-based blitz or the Springboks modern power play?
To wrap it up, though, what's clear is that both teams totally perfected the use of the final 20 minutes. They turned the bench from a safety net into their primary weapon.
But here's the final thought we want to leave you with. Given that everyone now is fitter, better coached, better prepared, does the Springboks' current 27-test dominance in that final quarter, with that massive 355-119 margin, actually represent a harder achievement than the All Blacks' 95-10 dominance in the 2015 playoffs?
A really interesting strategic puzzle to think about.
Make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession wherever you get your content for more analysis like this. And thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.